Please adhere to YouTube selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alright, so today I'm going to be smoking a cigarette while drinking Pepsi in a public park at 6 p.m. in the evening, which as a whole, I'm looking forward to doing much more so than not. Because today, I want a cigarette, I want some nicotine, I want a buzz. It's been about 15 minutes since the last time I had a smoke, so I could definitely go for a cigarette right now. But I'm not just wanting a cigarette, I'm also wanting a little bit of sugar and caffeine as well. And so as such, today I've opted to pair my cigarette with a little bit of a Pepsi. The pack of cigarettes I have with me today, to be precise, is the Winston Red 100s, although there is only one cigarette left in this pack right now. There's not more than one, so if I do end up wanting more than one cigarette during this experience, I do have a different pack in my backpack. The Pepsi I have with me today is not your normal Pepsi. It is instead a Pepsi soda shop made with real sugar, which was made with real sugar instead of being made with high fructose corn syrup, as the name would imply. And since this Pepsi is available in my local area for the exact same price as normal Pepsi, I found myself preferring this stuff quite a bit. I do suppose, without further ado though, I should probably go ahead and actually get to smoking, and I should probably go ahead and actually get to drinking my Pepsi, so let's go ahead and get this pack of Winston Red 100s all opened up once again, and let's go ahead and get the last cigarette in the pack all out. And now that I've done that, let's get my lighter out of my pocket as well, if I possibly can. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get to smoking. And once I get to smoking, I'm gonna go ahead and get to drinking a little bit of Pepsi. I do think I could definitely go for a little bit of Pepsi. I'm not gonna lie, I could go for a little bit of sugar, a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of a pick-me-up, you know what I'm saying? No complaints on my behalf. Let's go ahead and get to smoking. Yes sir, you know what I'm saying? And you know, first hit from the cigarette, pretty solid overall. Can't complain one bit. I'm enjoying it. And the first two hits of the cigarette so far are definitely making me feel better than I was. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get my Pepsi cracked open, and let's go ahead and get to drinking a little bit of soda as well. And oh my God, there are like so many birds over here. Wow, let me just show you all this real quick. There's so many birds. Look at how many birds there are over there. That's insane. It's just like, it looks like a whole flock of locusts. That's how many birds there are. That's insane. That's so many birds. Hell yeah, I love seeing that. I love seeing that. That's pretty cool stuff. Nature's pretty neat, you know what I'm saying? But I'm getting distracted. I need to crack open my my Pepsi. Ooh. I was about to say that was a nice, satisfying crack open, but the opening decided to not open properly, so now I need to use my knife to try to get it open a little bit more. There we go. I successfully did that without getting any Pepsi on my knife, which is good because I would prefer not to have a sticky knife, I'll acknowledge. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and take my first sip of Pepsi during this video, and let's go ahead and get to smoking a cigarette while drinking Pepsi in a public park at 6 p.m. in the evening. Yes sir, you know what I'm saying? And overall, I gotta admit, you know, the Pepsi tastes pretty solid. In my opinion, better than modern Pepsi today, because it's made with real sugar. And, you know, the cigarette, pretty solid. And overall, pairing them together is an even more solid experience than they would be on their own. No complaints on my behalf. Now that is quite nice. Just kind of chilling out here today, though. I'll acknowledge. Not too much going on. Been sitting out here for the last 30 minutes or so. Just doing not really much of anything, honestly. It's just a chill day today. Been looking at the trees, looking at the birds flying around. And I did have 1 or 2 cigarettes before this video. They're pretty solid, but they didn't quite get me buzzed enough. Hence why I'm smoking another cigarette right now. I'm enjoying it, I'll acknowledge. And overall, it's great smoking weather out here. It's a little bit windy, don't get me wrong, but it's about 65 degrees right now. Hence why I'm wearing a hoodie. And it feels fantastic. It's just cold enough for the bugs not to be out in my local area, but it's just warm enough for me to, well, not be cold. Can't complain. I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself a little bit of a thumbnail real quick, just before my cigarette burns down. Well, hopefully that thumbnail, that screenshot I just grabbed, does the trick. I do think I may want another cigarette after this, low-key. Because this one is burning down faster than I thought it was going to. I think it's probably due to the wind. And it's also not giving me as much nicotine as I'm wanting. So I do think I'm going to want another one. Go and take another sip of my Pepsi real quick, though. This can is only 7.5 fluid ounces, 222 milliliters, so not terribly big by any means. But, gotta admit, the sugar's hitting a little bit, the nicotine's hitting a little bit, the taste pairing is absolutely hitting, and the nature in front of me and the weather is hitting as well. Man, absolutely no complaints on my behalf. It's a good day to just have a chill day. And that's kind of what today has been for me. I've been enjoying my day. Not too much going on, but that's perfectly fine by me. But that's all I had to the first cigarette of the video, I do think. So I'm gonna go ahead and stub that out on the ground. And my nose is running a little bit. The cold weather is getting to my nose, so I'm just gonna wipe that. Definitely not onto my sleeve, just real quick. Definitely not onto my sleeve, no way. I had a handkerchief, y'all just couldn't see it on camera. I really should start carrying handkerchiefs with me. I definitely do carry handkerchiefs with me, but if I didn't, I would definitely need to start carrying them on me. Let me just put it that way. Absolutely 100%, I would definitely have to start carrying handkerchiefs on me if I didn't carry them on me already, because I definitely do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my next pack of cigarettes out of my backpack, and I have a pack of the Dunhill Red cigarettes from the UK with me today, courtesy of Mr. Raymond Liang. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my backpack real quick, just so it doesn't fly away with the breeze, and I'm gonna go ahead and get one of these out, and I'm gonna go ahead and get back to smoking. I'm gonna get back to enjoying my Pepsi as well. I do think. Can I get my lighter out of my pocket? I can. Now that I have my lighter out of my pocket, without further ado, let's get back to smoking, and let's get back to well, smoking cigarettes and drinking Pepsi in a public park at 6 p.m. in the evening. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? So one of the tricks I use to figure out how much fluid is left in my Bic lighters is I just shake it next to me, next to my ear, and I'm not hearing any noise. Excuse me, a little bit of a burp. I'm not hearing any noise from this Bic lighter. So I'm thinking it's just about out, so I'm thinking it's time for me to start using a new lighter. So I will have to do that. I think later on tonight, probably going to go ahead and exchange the lighter for a new one later on tonight. I can't be risking going out to a public park and having my lighter not work. And I just realized I don't actually have a spare lighter with me today. So I'm very glad that the lighter I just used decided to actually work rather than not work, because otherwise I would have been stuck not smoking a cigarette for the rest of the video. And that wouldn't have been very good. I've been so distracted by my cigarette and by my lighter, though, that I've forgotten to take a sip of my Pepsi. I need to go ahead and get to drinking a little bit more. Somebody blasting music in the background? Yes, sir. Ooh, gotta admit though, this Pepsi, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it right now. It is pretty nice, without a doubt. And it's pairing quite nicely with the Dunhill Reds as well. The Dunhill Reds from the UK, they're not the highest quality cigarettes in the world. There's a little bit of a paper taste in there, without a doubt. But when paired with something a little bit sweeter than that, something with a little bit more of an overwhelming taste than not, they certainly do hit. And that was very solid, if I do say so myself. That was all I had to my Pepsi. And I think I'm just about done with this cigarette as well. Perfect timing. It just decided to ash on me, though. That wasn't very nice of the cigarette, now was it? It is what it is. It is what it is. I do suppose I am burning it right now. I am somewhat torturing this cigarette right now, so I guess that was just its revenge before it got put out and officially died. It is what it is, but I'm gonna go and try to get that all off of my nice, new to me, Carhartt zip-up hoodie that I got at the thrift shop for like 10 bucks. It's banger deal, banger deal. But yeah, that's all there was to this experience, I do think. That's all there was to this experience. Overall, how was, well, smoking a cigarette and drinking Pepsi in a public park at 6 p.m. in the evening? It's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice experience. Nothing too crazy. This is an experience I've had before, off video, and I've had this experience before with different sodas. I want to say on video before. And, yeah, you know, this is a solid experience. I enjoyed myself without a doubt, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Is this an experience I'd have again? Absolutely, absolutely. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, like, subscribe, check out my Instagram, my book, my merch, my Patreon. Excuse me. Just had a little bit of a burp. All in the description down below. Go check it all out. Appreciate y'all watching. And to the next one, stay safe in peace and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?